We've been talking about the iceberg of ignorance, and we'll continue to do so. But I wanted to give you a couple practical applications of how I've used it, the results of it, and why it's so important. Uh, I'm not going to name any names or any companies, but if you go out there and take a look at my LinkedIn profile, which I'd encourage you to do so, or if you've worked with me or before me in the past, you probably know who I'm talking about. Be that as it may, one of the things I was told early on, and I've preached here is, believe in your people. You know, you've got to do that. And a real good example of that was, we recently had a new leader come into the company. I knew him previously. We had a couple of discussions about my organization and the people in it, and some of my future plans for development and career enhancement. And interestingly enough, he proceeded to tell me that one of the guys that I was um, talking about or had big plans for would like to bring him into management. And he said, nah, there's no way he could be a manager. It's too technical. I'm like, well, really? How do you know that? I mean, you've been with us for what, 6 weeks? Um, I've had him in my organization for uh, about 6 months, long enough to observe that I think he's got what it takes. And I also remembered a certain individual who will go nameless, who used to be technical and was told the same thing many, many years ago. So, we proceeded to have the discussion. I said, well, let me have some talks with him and let me give him a couple tests and we'll see. So, very technical guy. Definitely recognized throughout the organization for that. But I saw some things in him that I thought would be excellent management and leadership material. He was very good with people, very good with customers, very focused, a lot of passion, and he had integrity. Right? So, long story short, I worked with him, put him on a program. He ended up becoming one of my staff members, and I went back to the leader after that, and not to gloat, but to tell him, look, this is why. I say what I say about get to know your people. Don't make snap judgments. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Put them to the test for sure, right? But it's very important. You don't just think because you sit up here at a high level position, and I was a senior director at the time. Oops, gave it away. Um, but that didn't keep me from getting to know the people in my organization. And that's why I say it's so important that you do that. Right? Make that time, make that commitment, and it will definitely pay dividends for you.